Yo, what's up, guys? You got your boy Andre here. Welcome to another video. So this is actually going to be the concept games from my PDK-jerva deck. So I have about 5 games for me to show you guys. I believe, or it might be 5 or 6. I'm not really sure. I don't remember anymore. Let me go ahead and quickly show you guys oh my god. Let me go ahead and quickly show you guys a condensed view of the deck. If you haven't seen my intro to building for this, I strongly recommend you checking it out. Just because, again, there are a few controversial picks or whatever that I have in this deck, in terms of both card choices and then also card ratios as well. So first game I'm going to show you is going to be versus my boy Shirka. So this is actually for the private match thing or whatever, I believe. Now for this game is going to show you guys what happens in in the most ideal scenarios where you kind of just go uncontested. And also show you guys, and also kind of to illustrate another point about PDK, and that you don't always need the PDK to win. You kind of just when you're playing Dragon, you just more or less kind of try to build your own win conditions in terms of how you're gonna win, as opposed to just trying to aim for one thing each and every single game. So I have a pretty good hand. I pick up the Oracle. Now Oracle in the past, it used to not be nearly as good as what I'm about to do now. But here, it's actually really strong because I pick up a Water Through the Orc. A Water Through the Orc is actually great for me here because it means I get to now ramp and I don't lose any tempo because I can just play at 2/2/2s next turn. I will lose the Water Through the Orc, obviously. However, that's pretty good just because he has to spend multiple cards to answer this one card I played. This one card I played that just gave me another card. Additionally, as we see here, the curve I'm about to generate with this is actually very strong. Because he needs to have a scripture here. He needs to have scripture, he needs to have snow, he needs to have something here. To either get rid of a creature or to I guess present another creature or whatever on the board this way. He can start making trades and things like that. However, if he doesn't have that, next turn I put 5 creatures in play. 5 creatures in play as a mid-range deck that's not even an aggro deck. That's insane. Especially with me having reach and that of Ozzy the Hawk and things like that. So here I'll go ahead and play out Matilda. I'll go ahead and play at the Matilda, then play at the Aficionado. So again, I have 5 creatures here. He needed to have something there, but he didn't have anything. So now next turn he needs to have, best case scenario for him, he needs to have Snow White plus Scripture or something like that. But obviously he's not gonna have that. So the next best thing is Cudgel. He does have the Cudgel, but the question we have to ask now is the Cudgel even gonna be good enough? Because next turn we know for sure that I'm always going to play Ayala. I'm always gonna evolve it. I'm always gonna kill this. And I'm always going to hit in the face for 4 more damage. That's a lot of damage. Here I even topped the Blazing Breath as well. The Blazing Breath meant quite a bit, because now what I can do is I can go ahead and make a very annoying board state for him. I can go ahead and actually clear off his dude, keep my 1 damage, go ahead and hit him in the face, drop him down to 11 and not 12, and generate a 4 HP ward that will actually kill his guy, because it's actually a 5/4 because he has to clear it by trading. So here he makes the trade. Yep, he goes and clears that. I'm like, okay, do you have second Cudgel? And I also ask, is second Cudgel even going to be good enough? But here he shows me not 1 but 2 Summit Temples. To be honest with you, he really needed to play these out if he had them way beforehand. But I don't know if he did or not. But he definitely should have just done it. And now here I just have lethal. For those of you at home who are wondering, I actually did not need to BM or whatever by evolving this. I could have just evolved something on my board previously. That would have made the Ozzy Hawk 8 mana, and I could just go ahead and attack 3 times and then kill him. Yeah, but again, this is the best case scenario for you, or whatever, where you just kind of get to go on a pose and just get to kind of do go first type stuff. And that's pretty cool. Alright, so now the rest of the games I'll be showing you guys are all going to be all ladder games. We'll go ahead and start off with this first. So this one was Haven as well, so I figured I might as well go ahead and start here. So to be honest with you, versus Haven, you're in a very interesting spot. I feel because it is the one matchup above all other matchups where you absolutely need to have this PDK at above 3 HP no matter what. And I'll usually try to make plays that kind of let me do that. Additionally, if you can't do that, you need to put yourself in a spot where you do not need the PDK to stick in order. When you just need the PDK to come out, do stuff it's supposed to do, and just kind of keep it moving. Additionally, I usually don't mulligan for PDK. I usually just like keep a curve if I have one, and here, you know, I have one. It's not the best of curves because I do have a disjointed turn 4, but it's fine as long as I pick up Ayla. If I pick up Ayla, I can evolve the Ayla on my turn 4, and then maybe do stuff on my turn 5. But here I pick up more 3-drops. I'm like, okay, you know, it's not the best, but it's not awful either. Or at least it wasn't until you play out this Jeweled Priestess. This Jeweled Priestess kind of makes it a little bit awful for me, because now it means that my Somniferous is probably not going to stick, but that's fine because it'll still do its job, because it means he's probably not going to scripture it. So here he plays with the White Diamond. That's fair. Like, you know, he doesn't know what deck I am. Like it's okay for him to play the White Diamond. Yep. So here he actually goes and trades. Now I know because he played out the Beastly Vow that he's going to be Hind. Or sorry, there's gonna be Serenity and Hind, and that's fine. Because like I can match his tempo for the most part. I can match his tempo to a decent spot. I just need to be able to make sure I don't take that much damage, and to make sure that I try to find PDK now, because now it's actually gonna be a necessity here. Alright, so here, this turn is a bit of an interesting turn. There are a lot of different ways that you as a player can play out this turn. Ultimately, I believe what I decided to do here is I decided to evolve this and then play Waters of the Orc, I think. Now I didn't need to evo, but I chose to evo because this way, if he doesn't have Cudgel, it's gonna be I'm gonna be in a much better spot. Obviously, if he does have Cudgel, I'm gonna be in a very dangerous spot. Now, again, you can interpret this in multiple ways, but like I only chose to do that because if he has anything else, I'm in a pretty awful spot for not evolving. Whereas like now, I'm still in a pretty awful spot, and this will mean that I only have one Evo to feed a PDK max. But I did get a Cudgel out of him. So that's not the worst thing. So here I'll go ahead and play out my Roy. I'll play out the Roy. I'll go ahead and choose removal. For most part, you generally do want to choose removal most times. I even go ahead and evolve the Roy as well. I'll go ahead and actually trade into the Carapace. Now, I know a lot of you guys may wonder, okay, well, why not just make the trade and go face? I made the trade like this because like this is a 4-1. He's gonna want to use another scripture to get rid of this or something like that, and that's fine for me. Because like clearing off this 4-4 is a lot harder than it's a lot easier than clearing off a 3-5 or something like that. Especially the 3-5 is allowed to evolve. But here he doesn't do it. He just plays out a bunch of stuff to telegraph that he's going for a Hind play next turn. That's fine. So this turn I'm gonna try to play around the Hind as best as possible. So I'll go ahead and play Summoner into Singer. This way you get better draws by doing it. And I'll go ahead and trade here. Thankfully, he put himself in a spot where I didn't have to use his Evo. And here he plays a Black Diamond. And then he just goes for the Hind. To be honest with you, I didn't really agree with going for the Hind here. I would have just like left the Hind as is, but that's fine. He still goes for the all-in. And I'll take that, because like that Foolish Worship, aka Moray Necromium or whatever, it was actually preventing me from wanting to play this PDK. But now I can play the PDK, and I don't have to care anymore. I even get to evolve the PDK as well, so I'll go ahead and evolve. And thankfully, because he has a 1-2 here, I can actually go ahead and make a trade with my PDK. Again, you do not want to leave your PDK in banish range in this matchup. You want to have it at 4 or 5 HP, maybe even higher if you can get it higher, but obviously it's going to be very difficult for you to get it higher. So I'll go ahead and actually play up the Scyther here. Now, it doesn't matter which way the Juggle lands. I'll just go ahead and clear the thing the Juggle did not land on, because I know I can clear it next turn as well. So yeah, I get all of this, and I get to go face for 1. And then he takes 1 more damage because I triggered my PDK. So now he needs to have a second Moray Acromium in order to clear off my PDK. He doesn't have it. Instead, he just plays Heavenly Knight. Now, thankfully for me, I don't have to go into any like weird like juggles or anything like that. I thankfully take top deck another Scyther like a boss. So now what I can do is I can just go ahead and go Scyther. Thankfully, the juggle lands in a favorable position for me. And now I'm able to just go Matilda. Get the Fire Lizard. Again, it doesn't matter which way the juggles land. I'm always going to have it land in a favorable way for me. And now I'll also go and Fire Lizard and just get my full clear. I also got to push, how much damage is this? I also got to push 7 damage in the process. So that's really, really good for me, because now I'm in a spot where I can just win. If he has if he has John Beacon of Salvation plus Scripture, that's not good for him, because that means I just get to play out my Jerva, and then Jerva just clears it, and then just like threatens it to kill him. I also have the Aura in the back. I have everything I need to win, like everything I need to win, and thankfully it was all because he went in with his Dark Hand turn, because he just like didn't understand what deck I was playing. I think he just thought I was like Limworm, and obviously like versus Limworm, what he did was probably fine, but obviously versus PDK, what he did was not fine. We're able to punish him, just like take the win here. Yeah, like again, the big thing about this game is just like we were just able to apply a lot of pressure that we needed to. We were able to find the PDK when we wanted it. We were able to find all of our late game when we wanted it. We had a lot of different options, and we're just, we're just able to like kind of get to the point that we need to be at. So this next game is going to be versus Sword. So versus Sword right now, it's a little bit of a coin flip. You might be versus mid-range, and you might be versus aggro. Now, a lot of people are playing aggro Sword in efforts to counteract Havencraft, just because right now, if you go underneath Havencraft, you can usually kind of get the win. Whereas if you go over Havencraft, you usually have to deal with getting blown out by hidden plays and things like that. So I actually full keep this hand again. I usually just try to aim more towards having a curve as opposed to like digging for my PDK. Just because like it's kind of like, a Schrodinger's cat sort of like situation. So here he plays with the Perseus, and that's great. If he didn't play out anything, we're just gonna play out the Summoner, but he did play out something, so now we just play out the Isla. This is not a matchup where I need to ramp. This is a matchup where I just need to be able to contest every single thing he goes to do. So here he plays that Bladed Hedgehog. That's good for me, because now what I can do is I can go ahead and just make trades here, and then play up my Aficionado. Aficionado makes complicated board states even trickier for my opponent, more so than me. If I top deck Matilda, I'll be in a good spot next turn. If I don't top deck Matilda, as long as I can top deck something here, I'll be fine. Alright, so here he makes the trade there, and that's fine. So he thankfully makes it in a smart location, although obviously he had a few different options he could have made it in. Now, unfortunately for me, I'm not able to top deck the Fire Lizard, or sorry, I'm not able to top deck the Matilda that would give me a Fire Lizard. If I had that there, that was probably GG. But what we do have is we do have some gambles that you can make. Like for example, one play that I could actually make is I can actually choose to go ahead and hold off on making the clear here. I just kind of bump here to see if it lands here. If it lands there, cool. If it doesn't, that's cool too. But instead, I'll go ahead and actually just play out my Summoner, see what it gets me. Then, of course, play out the second Summoner, because like it could only get me Summoner, or it could get me like Matilda or something like that. So I'll go ahead and make the bump here. It doesn't matter which way the bump lands, because I'm probably still gonna full for this board. I only made the bump this way because there's a chance he might respect the Isla and might decide to clear in order to like prevent me from playing Sybil or something like that, and just like making some weird plays happen where I'm just like in overflow and get the heal. Now here, he plays up the Quick Player and then evolves it. Now, unfortunately for him, Quick Player only has 3 HP, so now that means that this Roy I'm about to make, this Roy is about to go in, like it's about to be hot. So I'll go ahead and play up the Roy. Again, we'll always go ahead and take the removal. Removal is really good. It's more so better than ramp in this deck, because like you don't really care about ramping. You don't really care as much about ramping. You just kind of like curve out when you need to, just kind of do things. So here I'll go ahead and remove that, and then go ahead and make a trade and hit him in the face for 2. Now the bright thing for me is that I have a lot of pressure on him, because he always has to play creatures. I'm still at 15 HP. Being at 15 HP versus aggro is a lot easier to do than being at 10 HP versus aggro. Alright, now here he plays a Kunoichi Master. He then evolves the Kunoichi Master, so this part was scary. This part was so damn scary. Because like if he has Celia here, I can probably die. Like I didn't actually know exactly off the top of my head how much damage the Celia was going to be for. Like for example, at the moment it's currently 6, 8, 10. It's currently 10 damage so far. That's a lot of damage. That's really scary for me. I don't want to get like caught up in that. It's 12 damage if you include the Evo as well. So like not trying to get bodied by any like Celia's here. So at the time, I didn't actually do this map. Like so I decided to go for the play that was like the safest. which is of course to go ahead and just play out the Master of Draconic Arts. Because on the other hand, I have, let's see, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12, yeah, I have a lot of damage, but not nearly enough damage to like reverse kill him here, and so I was just like taking the safe route, because this way I can always kill him next turn, because like he's aggro. Aggro doesn't play wards, so as long as I'm in a spot where he doesn't ward up, or he doesn't or he can't just like get through this, I'm gonna win. I'm at 15 HP. I'm behind a ward. He shouldn't be able to kill me from this spot. That's probably not gonna happen. He plays the white general here, buffs up his 4-1, but it's not good enough, because like he has to make, well, one, he has to make a number of trades this turn in order to not be dead on board, and then two, even after that, he's still just dead, because I have Inas, like, and he doesn't have Inas, so we're just in the money. He's just dead, and so we're just able to take this game with the Ina. Like games like this is why you play Ina. Ina just helps you come back from crazy board states. Here I do BM a little bit. I should have just hit him with the Ina, and that would have been good enough, but I just kind of didn't do that. Oops. Okay, so this next game that I want to show you guys, it's actually gonna be a game versus Dragoncraft and a game versus Portalcraft. I'm probably gonna leave out the Runecraft game, because I don't know, like, I don't particularly feel like Runecraft games are like that. Like, I don't know, like, I guess the word would be interesting for you guys to want to watch, because most times you usually just versus Spellboost Rune, or you versus like Dirt Rune, one of the two. And then like in PDK, it's actually pretty good versus Dirt Rune, but it's not as good versus Spellboost Rune. Although obviously now, because you have Jerva, that matchup is actually pretty easy as well. But alright, so we'll go ahead and show off the Dragoncraft game first, and we'll end with the Portalcraft game. So versus Dragoncraft, it depends. Like it's kind of either or. Now I know a lot of people when a lot of people heard that I was gonna be like playing Jerva and this or whatever, a lot of people like usually tend to make the meme, okay, well, you're just gonna be dead to a Limworm or whatever. And if you know that they're Limworm, and that's pretty easy to identify, you can just not play at the Jerva and you can still win. But it is a very, very difficult match for you to win, just because like people are playing Frenzy Drake, and additionally people are also playing Avowed Strike. Avowed Strike is one of the few cards that in Dragon that can actually kill a PDK. It doesn't matter how. It usually doesn't even matter how healthy the PDK is. They can usually just like kill it. And it's pretty scary. So I have a pretty decent hand. I decided to keep the PDK because, like, again, if I thought he was Limworm, and again most Dragon decks are going to be Limworm, then this is going to be pretty good. So I just play at Somniferous to match his Somniferous. I have the Oracle. However, I usually want to play for tempo in this matchup as opposed to value, so I won't be using the Oracle unless there's a really good reason for me to use it. Here, he doesn't really have good turn 3, so I'm just gonna play my Star Phoenix and kill his Somniferous, and then go face for 2. Most likely, he won't have a good turn 3 as well. Or sorry, good turn 4. I'm expecting him to play Waters of the Orca, but instead he just plays up the jaraxxus. I'm like, okay, alright, we about to go in. So I'll actually go ahead and play out the Waters of the Orca. When I get back the Star Phoenix, I choose to then evolve my my Somniferous. This Somniferous is actually really, really good, unless he has Rory. Rory is the only thing that can punish it, but I know if he plays Rory, he's always going to go for the ramp. Everyone always goes for it. I don't understand. But instead he plays like Sybil. Now the Sybil is actually very, very good because it stops my game plan. However, because I evolved here, it made it so it wasn't as painful for me to get punished by the Sybil, because now I can always clear this off with Star Phoenix. I don't have to, like, commit any more cards or anything like that if I don't want to. So here I'll go ahead and play at the Star Phoenix. I'll then go ahead and play at the Oracle. Now, to be honest with you, I should have just traded first and then played the Oracle to spare I get back to Star Phoenix. However, I'm not under any pressure, and I don't need to guarantee to get this card back just anytime soon, I don't think. However, you should still not misplay when you get the opportunity to not misplay. So here he draws like 3 cards, heals for 4 HP, basically kind of undoes with the stuff I did beforehand. But here he plays Complex. I'm like, wow, okay. So now what this lets me do is this actually lets me go ahead and play out my PDK, then let me play out the jaraxxus, and then also play out the Summoner as well. So he just used hard AoE, and there's no more, you know, Breath of Summer in this matchup, so if he wants to get rid of it, he can only get rid of it with a Avowed Strike, or with Frenzied Drake for 5. However, he's a turn away from being able to play Frenzied Drake, so what we can do is we can go ahead and use that with Waters of the Orca here. Unfortunately for me, he does have the Avowed Strike, as I mentioned before. That's unfortunate for me, but you know, that's fine, it happens. He is wise to hold on to his Evo, but here I'll go and draw my own 2 cards. And here I pick up my Jerva. So now what I'll go ahead and do is I'm still going to go ahead, I'm just going to go in with my plays here. I'll go ahead and actually play out the Roy, as opposed to playing out the Waters of the Orca, because I want if the Waters of the Orca to get played, I want to play it for 8 or more mana if I can. So here I'll just gonna make trades here. Again, same thing as last time. I'm always going to evolve this PDK because by evolving this PDK, I put him into a very, very hard spot where he needs to have a very, very specific answer to deal with it. And in the past, he could just use, you know, Breath of Salamander, but now he can't. So he has to have like 2 different answers for this. So here he plays out another Calm Flag. I kind of figured he had the Calm Flag in the hand, but he even plays with the Avowed Strike. Now this is actually good for me. Well, it's good and bad for me because one, I haven't been keeping track of the spells and amulets he's used, so I don't know exactly how close he is to his Limworm. However, I don't care if he has a Limworm, you know, and I'm dead to it. That's fine, you know, I'm dead to it. Like, that's on me for misplaying. What I will do here, however, is I'll go ahead and play up Jerva. You always play up Jerva because right now Jerva puts a lot of pressure on him because like he has to be able to heal. He has to be able to do everything. He has to be able to heal. He has to be able to advance towards his Limworm if he doesn't have it. Because if he doesn't, I just kill him. I just kill him the turn after this turn. Like so here, I'll just go play the Limworm, drop him down to 6. This animation is sick, by the way. Yeah. So I'll get down to 10 to drop him down to 6. I put a lot of pressure on him, and then now like I have a lot of different ways to get lethal here from this spot. Here, unfortunately for me, he does have the Dragon Flavor Roy to then get the removal because he's already at 10 mana. But thankfully I can't die from the spot. Like he needed to have Sybil there in order to put me in a very dangerous spot, but he didn't have it. So now I'm just like fine, I'm just chilling. And so now we just go and play the Scyther, then we play the Dragon Horde, and he's dead. I could obviously just like, you know, play the Ina instead, and that would have been enough to kill him as well. But this I felt was like a little bit more flashier. So again, big thing in this matchup is just, you know, my opponent had to burn so many cards in order to kill my stuff, and just, you know, it just wasn't good enough because like I just kept pumping out questions, and you know, he eventually at some point, even though he had all the answers, he didn't have enough good answers to also like ask questions in return. And that's when I think the biggest weakness is about the pure Limworm type decks. Like they don't ask enough questions; they just have a bunch of answers. Anyway. For last game, this is gonna be versus Portalcraft. So this is gonna be like, so this one was the game where I was like, okay, damn, like this felt really strong. Let me go ahead and just, you know, share it with people. So for most part, when you're versus Portalcraft, you should generally assume that's probably going to be mid-range Portal with the artifacts and things like that. Mid-range Portal, like it only really changed like 1 card, so it's still very strong what it does. However, in general, a lot of people have finally started cutting Otherworld Rift, so now they only have substitution to answer PDK, and they can't kill the PDK. The PDK is at the, you know, the 5 HP threshold. So this is yet another matchup where you do want to evolve the PDK if you can, and just, you know, be fine with that. So here the hand I have, it's not the best. I have a lot of 3-drops in my hand, and not all of them are shaped just like good 3-drops either. I will probably never play the Waters of the Orca here because like this is one of those like value-based matchups where like I need to get as much value out of this as I can. So here he plays Miriam. Like when he like in my mind I was like, okay, there's no way he's gonna play out the Miriam, so I can always just like play a 2-drop if I like. But unfortunately for me, he did, which now just means I just get to go ahead and go onto the board. He then plays out Magister Line. I'm like, okay, that's fine, sure, go for it. Because I can always kill the Magister Line. He then plays Meta Protection as well, but that's fine. I can always just kill off the Magister Line. But now I get to choose how I want to like develop onto the board. I have a few different options here. But ultimately what I'll do is I'll actually go ahead and play up the Singer. The Singer is one of the slowest cards in my hand. So, yeah. Additionally, he's now a little bit more pressure to want to evolve onto this spot, or just use substitution, as you see here. Using substitution is ordinarily pretty good, except in this matchup, not so much, because like I asked a lot of questions in this deck, and he's just kind of using up some of his answers. So here I'll go and play out the Roy. As always, I never really take the ramp. I just take the removal almost every single time because the removal is pretty strong. Here he plays the Icarus. I'm like, okay, that's fine, sure, go for it. He then evolves the Icarus. There were possibly 3 analyzings, and then two rush artifacts, and then 1 prime artifact, and then 1 radiant artifact. So he had a lot of different pulls he could have gotten there. I don't know which pull he got, but I'm assuming because he played at the Hamlet that he got one of the 1-cost ones, but that's fine. So here he just plays up the analyzing. So I know that that's what he copied. Now, one of the other things is that like I didn't really like, I almost never bothered to check because for me it usually doesn't matter to me that much in this matchup. But you should generally try to check to see what they mulligan, because you don't know for sure if they do or don't have Machina. Because like one of the things I've noticed is like people who have Machina, like there are a lot of people who just kind of like hard mulligan for Machina or whatever, because like, a lot of people are under the perception that like that you have to have Machina in order to win, that there's like no way they can like win without Machina or whatever. I mean, granted, there's as a bit of an aside, the games where you have Machina versus the games where you don't have Machina, like there's a bit of a difference in like how well you'll do, but I feel like that the better Portal players are the ones who can win without Machina. Anyway, here I have the Ayala. I'll go ahead and evolve the Ayala, go ahead and get my ramp, you know, be able to turn on my Oracle if I need to. So I have a few different options for what I can do here. I do ultimately choose the Oracle, so now I can go ahead and play out the Dragon Run Blade. I'll then make trades in both places. I could have made a trade there and then hold on to the Dragon and hold on to removal spell and play up the Nest. That was probably a little bit better. But I choose not to, just because like now I can play with the Jerva. Like I knew if he had Machina, he was always gonna play with Machina here, irregardless of what I could do in response to him. Yeah, so I'm ready to go ahead and transition into my Jerva from this spot. Like there's still at least 3 more turns before he can threaten to kill me with Saphira. And I have a 5/5 here, right? I have a 5/5 that's just, you know, on the board that's chilling. Like I have removal in the back, I have proactive plays I can make, so I'm in a pretty good spot, I think. Here he plays out Excel. He then plays a copy of Biofab. He then plays an Ancient Artifact. He also did that in the wrong order, by the way. You should generally want to play out other things first, and then kind of, you know, get your mana back. But yeah, ultimately he does it this way and then makes double trades for some bizarre reason. I didn't understand this. It made no sense. He then even plays with map production as well. To be honest with you, I would have just, I don't know, I would just like played out the Biofab, I think, and just, you know, kind of left it at that. But unfortunately for him, he does not get to draw his 6 cards this turn, which means now I can go ahead and abuse him. I'm just gonna abuse the crap out of him. So what we'll go ahead and do here is actually go ahead and play out the Blazing Breath first. This way we guarantee our 5 damage to his dome. And we'll again play the Waters of the Orca. So as you can see here, the Waters of the Orca is very, very strong, because like he didn't draw any cards, so I know that I don't have to really be worried about like any like Magna Legacy or anything like that. Even if he does have the Magna Legacy, that's like it's okay. It's not that great, it's just okay. Here he plays a Hawk Robbie. He only gets like 1 card here, which is unfortunate for him, but you know, again, like this is what he like kind of put himself into. Here he plays an Ancient Artifact, makes trades, plays a Cat Cannon, makes more trades, and then trades again. So now he has a full board, and here, lastly with the Knower of History, he's able to turn on Resonance again, and then, you know, draw 6 cards. So here, you would think that, you know, like, you know, okay, well, we're in a pretty bad spot now, right? Like what are you gonna do? However, that's still fine. I can go ahead and, you know, play Summoner. I still have an Evo point left. I am able to thankfully, luckily pick up my PDK. And so what we can do here is we can go ahead and evolve this Aficionado. We get the first ping to land there, the second ping to land there as well. And so now, because he's on 9 mana, I know he can't kill me from this spot, because, well, I know it's very, very unlikely for him to kill me from this spot. And I do have a few options. I can choose to expose myself to substitution. However, I'm not going to do that because, you know, I've only seen one. There's still a chance he draws the second one, and right now I do actually need this PDK to stick for me to live. So now I'm going to go ahead and take a 50-50. It's a very, very dangerous 50-50, but it's a 50-50 that I felt that I could afford to like just, you know, make and have that be like okay. Because I know for a fact that there is one copy of Radiant Artifacts, Radiant Artifact that he has in his deck, and so I'm just gonna say that he didn't draw it. Thankfully, I do win the 50-50. He gets his Prime Artifact back. He still has the Excel, so I know that he still can just, you know, storm it, rush it into my board. However, unfortunately for him, he can't clear the PDK. Like, that's actually a big deal for him right now. Because the PDK guarantees that that most likely I can always blow up his board because I have a lot of gas for this PDK as well. So he does make a lot of trades here. He hits you in the face for 2, plays another Prime Artifact. I'm like, wow, that's pretty strong, dude. And then he gets his Resonance. So now I have to always clear at least these 2 in order to be safe here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to clear his board in such ways so because we always need to make sure that that both of these reset. Both of these resetting means that I can't die to Saphir just yet. Ideally for me, I'd be able to full clear everything, but you know, I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to do that yet. Additionally, one other thing. When I was a quick context is that actually when I was making this series of play that I made, I actually didn't do it in the correct order because I actually completely forgot about my Jerva effect, which is actually really, really funny that you know, like, how did you forget about that, Andre? But I literally forgot about the Jerva effect. The correct place is to start off with Scyther first. Start off with Scyther first, kill this. It makes all of your juggles significantly easier to do. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and play at the Aficionado. I get 2 more pings. I'll then play at the Scyther. Hit him there. I'll then play at the Isle as well. Hit him in the face for 3, and then he just dies to Jerva at the end. So for those of you who are wondering, I actually did in fact do, let's see, I believe it dealt like I think it's like 8 or 9 damage from just pings alone. Yeah, that was pretty strong. I didn't really have to go face that often there in order to win. And that's one of the things they can just kind of do with PDK overall, is that like it gives you better ways that they can better ways to be able to end games without just, you know, having to, okay, well I have to just, like, you know, storm face or whatever in order to win, things like that. It makes the deck overall like pretty fun to play for the most part. Like even though I did just say it's fun to play, it's also pretty stressful as well, just because like it does have a bit of a learning curve to it. In that PDK itself is kind of hard to play, in that you play a lot of cards that kind of aren't really as good as they could be unless you have PDK up. If you have PDK up, it makes all these cards look like significantly better, and when you don't have PDK, it makes the cards a little bit harder to play. Things like that, which why I feel like having Jerva and Oro and things like that really complement this style of deck. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Let me know what you think about PDK-jerva down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.